Hare Krishna, welcome back to my channel. I am Radhika Piyari and today I am going to share with you the glories of Mohini Ekadashi. Yudhishthir Maharaj asked to Lord Shri Krishna that, "Hey Janardhan, please explain to me the glories of that fasting day which falls during the light fortnight of the month of Vaishakha. Please explain to me the glories and the merits which are involved with this Ekadashi." So Lord Shri Krishna responded to Yudhishthir Maharaj that, "O son of Dharma, I will explain to you the glories of this Ekadashi, which was explained by sage Vashishta to Lord Ramachandra in that similar way." So sage Vashishta once was asked by Lord Ramachandra that, "Hey Muni, I have been suffering a lot because of the separation with my wife, and I really want this suffering to end. So please explain to me one of the best fasting days which can actually help an individual to get rid of all their miseries and also to achieve success in their life." So sage Vashishta Muni said to Lord Ramachandra that, "Hey Lord Ramachandra, that hey Bhagavan, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead and you have such keen intelligence that anyone who takes your name, they can be freed from all kind of dualities, all kind of ignorance, and they can actually make their life successful. But just for the benefit of humanity and so that everyone can be peaceful, you have asked this question which I am going to explain to you." So this Ekadashi falls on the light fortnight of the month of Vishakha, and anyone who fasts on this particular Ekadashi gets rid of all their sinful reactions which they have committed in their past life or in their previous years, and also after this life they achieve the success of going back to the spiritual world and serving the Lord eternally. Anyone who wants to get rid of their misery or any obstacles which they are facing on their path in their life, they need to fast on this Ekadashi so that all their miseries can be taken away. So let me explain to you the glories which are connected, or the story which is connected with this Ekadashi. So at the banks of river Saraswati, there used to be a city called Bhadravati, and that city was ruled actually by a king called Dyutiman. And this king was very pious. He was very much devoted to his subjects. Also, he would serve the population as if they are his own children. Now, this king also belonged to the Moon dynasty, and he was ruling the entire kingdom very devotedly. Now, in his kingdom, there existed a merchant. His name was Dhanpal. Dhanpal had actually 5 sons. Among the 5 sons, there was one son who was very irreligious and sinful, and his name was Drishtabuddhi. Now, this particular son was so sinful that he would engage in all kind of illicit relationships with prostitutes, or he would even get into intoxication, meat eating, and do every kind of sinful activity what he would know. Also, he had inherited wealth from his father Dhanpal, and that wealth he actually used it on the prostitutes he would go to. He would go to different places where he would gamble. So all his money, he was just using it and wasting it. Eventually, over the years, all his inherited wealth, they all got over. Eventually, his money was over. The prostitute who was with him, she also kicked him out. So then he was completely without any shelter. Now what he started doing, that he started stealing. Now he would go to these places and different houses, different homes, and then he would start stealing. Now his father Dhanpal, he was actually known as to be the very great devotee of Lord Vishnu. He had helped in erecting like sacrificial arenas. He would dig the wells and the lakes for the benefit, and also build gardens for the benefits of the people of the kingdom. So he had a very good name. But this son of Dhanpal was doing all these things. Now the people of the city, they would actually feel bad for Dhanpal and actually start correcting this person Drishtabuddhi. They would leave him. Every time he would steal, they will catch him and then they will leave him. But then what happened, he kept on continuously doing it because he thought that every time, because of the name of his father, they are going to leave him. So one time he was caught, and then he was handcuffed, he was beaten, and then what happened was he was thrown out of the city, and then he was even given punishment because he was so arrogant. Now because of this, what happened, that he was wondering, he was like suffering there. But then, because of his father, when his father came to know, so his tribulation ended just because of the influence of his father's name. So he was actually kicked out, and he was said that you are not allowed to stay in this kingdom, and then he was given the exit to go to the forest. Now, being in the forest, he had no food to eat, nothing to steal. Anything he wanted to do, he couldn't do, so he started killing innocent animals. Now, he used to kill all kinds of animals just for the pleasure of his tongue, so that he can eat their flesh. Then, after killing the animals, he used to even kill the birds, who like the fleshy birds, he used to kill them as well. So he was doing all sorts of sinful activities, and his mind was so much into ignorance that there was nothing which could stop him to just go into the hellish regions. So he was just diving deep into ignorance. So one time he happened to come by the ashram of Kondya Rishi. Kondya Rishi was taking a bath from the lake, and then he started walking like close to him, and then from the body of this Muni, Kondya Munis, the droplets of water fell onto the body of Drishtabuddhi. Because of this, because he was a very, very pious Muni, he was a very exalted personality and had a lot of pious merits to him. The drops from his body actually removed all the ignorance from the mind and body of Drishtabuddhi. So as soon as he came into intelligence, he got a Sukriti, he fell at the feet of Kondya Muni and he sought his shelter. He said to him that I have realized now that how many sinful activities I have done. Not just I got involved into breaking the regulative principles, but I have also given stress and anxiety to the other living entities. I have killed innumerable animals and birds. And I know that there is no forgiveness to all these things what I have done. So if I do not atone for these things which I have committed, then I would have to go to the hellish regions. So hey sage, please explain to me what can I do in order to remove myself out from this misery and also avoid going into the hellish regions or hellish planets. So Kondya Muni actually felt very, very compassionate towards him, and he said that, oh son, I will suggest to you this Ekadashi which is now coming soon. It appears during the light fortnight, like Shukla Paksha night of Vaishakha month, and this Ekadashi is known to remove every kind of ignorance from a person's consciousness and also get rid of any kind of misery or obstacle on their path for salvation. So now Kondya Muni says to him, gives him the procedure of how to do it, the fasting, and also suggests to him that he should fast completely on this particular Ekadashi. So, hearing the sage, taking his blessings, Drishtabuddhi goes ahead and performs the fast on Vaishakha or Shukla Ekadashi, which is also called as Mohini Ekadashi. So then after performing this particular fasting, he becomes completely purified, becomes a devotee of Lord Hari, and then after giving up this body, he actually achieves a transcendental form, and then goes on the back of Garuda back to the spiritual world to practice his service eternally to Lord Sri Hari. So Vasishtha Muni said to Lord Ramachandra that anyone who wants to get rid of this suffering material existence and also get rid of any kind of sinful reactions, there is no better fasting day than this particular Mohini Ekadashi. So on this, Lord Shri Krishna concluded to Yudhishthir Maharaj that, hey Yudhishthir, please follow this fast in the similar manner and devote your mind to Lord Janardhan. At the same time, if the glories of this particular Ekadashi is read and heard, then the merits one achieves is like donating 1000 cows in charity. So thus ends the glories of Vaishakha Shukla Ekadashi, which is also called as Mohini Ekadashi. Thank you so much for watching. Hare Krishna.